Let's take a look at question 5 in problem set 2. What would the market clearing price become if the demand doubled? And this is really the interesting part of the problem is what does doubling the demand mean? Well, we see that that means that exactly twice as much corn was demanded at each price. So initially it's tempting to just say, oh, demand is doubling, the curve must shift out like that. But that's actually very wrong. Think of it this way. Let's create a chart. P, Q. So at a price of 8, what's the quantity demanded? 0, right? That's the intercept. So if you're going to make a double quantity column, at a price of 8, how much is demanded? Still 0. 2 times 0 is 0. So the intercept for the new demand curve is still going to be the same. How about at a price of 7? At a price of 7, the quantity demanded is going to be 1. Quantity demanded here is going to be 2. So here's 1, and let's say here's 2. At a price of 6, quantity demanded under the original demand curve is 2. Double that is going to be 4. Something out like this. And if you continue this down, what you end up seeing is that the curve, again, because the intercept is the same, looks something more like this. Rotated counterclockwise about that intercept. The intercept does not change. And that's the big thing here that makes this incorrect. So how do we get the final demand equation? Well, let's look at the rise over run. Delta P over delta Q. In the original demand curve, for every change in price, you have a change in demand of 1 to 1. So the slope is just 1 right here. Now the changed one, the double demand curve, delta P over delta Q doubled, for every change in price, we have a change in quantity of 2. So the slope, the rise over run of that one is 1/2. So the change in P for change in Q, 1/2, and that's where it goes in there. So the changed P is 8 minus 1/2 Q. And just intuitively, you can see that looking at the slope of this line, it's obviously a lower slope, a less steep slope, so it's going to have to be a lower, less than 1 quantity. So at the end of the day, the demand doubles by rotating counterclockwise out like that. And of course, you can figure out the equilibrium from there based on the new equation.